Yeah. What up, world? Welcome to another edition of NYLifeStyle. This show gonna be lit because today is Super Bowl weekend. This is featuring your boy B and your boy Cal, and we got a big special guest for you today. We're gonna bring him in the right way. Today we're gonna talk about obviously the Super Bowl. We got your hot topics, and then we're gonna touch up on a little bit of the NBA. So sit back, you know the vibe, and enjoy the show. All right. So today is Super Bowl Friday, and we have a special guest, another LU alum. You know how we do. Um, he is the COVID fantasy football champion, DC's finest. Boy about to tie the knot and everything. And 2012, what was it? 2013 alum?
2013.
2013.
Yeah.
It's the one and only, we call him Stan. As you see, the Crackham Stan. Yeah. You see. What up, boy? How you doing? How's life and everything, man?
Things going good, man. Just, watching sports, just basic lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how we do. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not gonna hold everybody up. We're gonna touch us on some hot topics. The first one, we had to acknowledge the great icon, Miss Cicely Tyson. She lived a great life. What, 96?
Mm-hmm.
Big on the films and everything like that. I just want to get your perspective on it. Stan, you can start us off.
Okay, yeah. She was real, iconic. She been in a lot of movies. Like I only could picture her, being old, but she was in movies back in the 40s and 50s, and I haven't even seen. So I need to catch up with some of them movies. But she's one of the people you think that's never going to, pass away. But she lived a great life, and she lived a great life, and I'm pretty sure she's happy and all her accomplishment. I think she got a award from Obama. What award did she get from Obama? Was it
Noble,
Peace
Noble
Prize?
Peace, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, she's real iconic, man. Blessings to her and her family.
Mm-hmm. Calvin, how about you?
Yeah. So when I think about Miss Cecily Tyson, I think about movies such as The Roots. I think about movies such as Medea's Big Family Reunion. Um, like she liked the mama at the cookout. She liked the big mama at the cookout. You know what I'm saying? Sit down here, baby. Let me make sure I feed you. Make sure I give you some wisdom while I feed you.
Right, we
Um,
go to her house, you know you're gonna be good. Yeah.
exactly. So with that being said, um, you know, I was watching an interview on Instagram, and they had asked about how the fact that what will be your lasting, what do you want people to remember you as? And she summed it up very simply. She said, I want people to remember two things. One, that I was here, and two, more importantly, that I did the best that I could. And for the list of accomplishments that she has always had and how many people she's touched in so many walks of life, to have such a humbling but profound response was just amazing to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm also gonna touch up on what y'all both said. Yeah, she was a great woman. Lived a great long life. Uh, Natural causes, I believe, and then uh, she for her to be acknowledged by Mr. Obama, uh, obviously the one and only The Roots. Like everybody know about The Roots. Like I can go on and on about her, all her movies that she had, but with her actually, like she's one of the. I don't want to single it out, but she's one of the African American icons that people will remember for years and years to come. Like when we had kids, we're gonna be telling our kids about Miss Cicely Tyson.
Mhm.
Now, next one is we have to let everybody know another death that happened. Coach Cheney from Temple, he passed away last week. Um, he was like, I'm gonna start it out. He was like one of the like in sports when they say, "Is there a coach that you would want to play for?" He was one of them because he gonna get the best out of you, whether you playing good or whether you not. Like because he'll be like, "All right, I know what you got. Like, come on, let's go. Like, you ain't tired yet. Let's go. Come on." And then I remember him and Coach Calipari from Kentucky. They used to go at it all the time. Like, and Calipari used to have all the big names on his team, and Coach Cheney would just find a way to be his team or play a tough game against those top schools like Duke, North Carolina, Kentucky, Kansas, all those big schools. Now, my bad, I can go on and on. Y'all want to chime in?
Sure, I'll chime in. So, I mean, the things that I kind of think about when I think about Coach Cheney are the fact that he was very big on family. Um, you spoke to his leadership abilities and capabilities. He was a leader of not only college students but of young men. Like he wanted to develop you on and off the court. Um, he was a person who, like you said, it didn't matter what school you was going up against. He made sure that you were prepared, and he didn't make you shy away from the moment. He didn't shy away from the moment, whether you agreed with some of his interview commentary
Yeah.
or not. And for those who follow closely, you will know what I mean by that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think of the great coaches that are in college and that played in college and that are synonymous with universities, you think of when you think of Duke, you think of Coach K. When you think of Kentucky, like you said, you think of Coach Calipari. When you think of these bigger entities, you think of these different coaches. And when you think of Temple, Coach Cheney is one of those people that come to mind.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Stan?
I wasn't too familiar with Cheney, but like the things I heard, you guys say and other people said, he was definitely, had people prepared on the court and off the court. And you can respect a man like that because, you never know what might happen. You might, have a sprained ACL. You might not be able to play. So you need to be prepared on the court and off the court to be successful. So I definitely respect him for that.
All right.
Hey, Pete, you want to chime in?
Yeah, we thought we had another special guest, but
Yeah, we're still working through some technical difficulties, y'all.
yeah, if we can get this next one on, we will, but we'll have him on for another show if we can.
Absolutely.
The next hot topic
What?
is
We got Pete.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey,
Hey,
listen,
what's up?
how you doing? What's going on?
I'm all right, man.
So
Sorry
America,
about that earlier, man.
America. This is as you can see, we don't have any visuals, but we have the one and only Pete.
Hey, thanks for
He's
having us,
also-
man. Thanks for
he's
having me.
also-
Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir. He's also from Lincoln. He's one of the, I think, one of the best Lincoln baseball players to ever go there. Got to give him his respect on
I
that.
appreciate that. Appreciate it, man.
Also, he is from one of them boroughs. Got to shout out to BX, the Bronx. Okay.
Oh
So
man.
we
It's
gonna
everything
we
with
gonna let
food.
you catch up a little. Oh yeah, we gonna get there. Hold on. So if you want to touch up on we are talking about our hot topics. We want to touch up on Miss Cicely Tyson and Coach
Oh,
Chaney.
absolutely. Hmm. Yeah, Cicely Tyson. First off, let's congratulate Black History Month. We all know it should be every day, but this is our history, and they can never take that away from us. So I want to
Like
start off with that, and also about Cicely Tyson. I mean, what can we say about this woman? She made what women's rights are today,
mm,
helping one of the first female, actresses. She was married to Miles Davis at one time. I was fortunate to see her last two plays on Broadway, A Trip to Bountiful and the game called Gin with James Earl Jones.
mm,
But she was just amazing, very talented. Still to this day, at her age, to her later death and everything, she did, what most people we would strive for today. And I just want to, Cicely Tyson will be missed, but she'll never be forgotten. Everybody knows her work, and her work is greatly appreciated by everybody.
mm.
Cicely will be missed.
All right. Now for Coach Chaney, your thoughts?
Oh, Coach Chaney, it's a hard coach. He was a
Yeah.
hard coach to play for, but he made young guys into men. That's the most thing I could say. He wanted to make sure their academics were straight, that they were going to school, they were doing well. He started Division Two. He was very good, successful at Division Two,
Yeah.
in the '70s, mid '80s, and he helped, turn Temple to a Division One program. Even in the I think early '90s, like early 2000s, they were in fighting for the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have NBA stars like too many, but those guys played for him, and he was a warrior. That's the first thing I think of. Warrior, first man in, last guy out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like everybody, like me, Calvin, Stan said, like you could put his typical team up against anybody and they gonna fight. Like
Oh, absolutely.
they
Yeah.
gonna
No
back
matter
down.
what, they didn't quit. No, no quit.
Mhm.
No quit.
All right. Now our next hot topic, we're gonna go to the NBA. As we probably already know, they are gonna have an All-Star game down in Atlanta, March 7th. Um, so I'm gonna start out first. I'm gonna just the overall question is should they have the All-Star game or should they not? I really think they should have it because um, if you got them playing every day in this COVID, why they can't have an All-Star? Uh, you still got to respect or give acknowledgement to the players that's actually doing something like Bradley Bill, Joel. You got to like they fight for this All Star game like every year. Like
Oh yeah, absolutely.
obviously we gonna have LeBron and everybody like that, but then like Bradley Bill, Donovan Mitchell, those are the ones that's fighting for playoff. No, not playoff spots, but All Star selections every year.
Hmm.
Uh, Calvin, you want to chime in?
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the fence about this situation, especially because of what I heard from LeBron's mouth directly. So before the season started, there was already a short lapse between the finals and when the season started, 71 days, shortest in history. Number one. Number two, they were told initially that if they came back at the time that they did in December, that they wouldn't have to play an All-Star game. So they changed the narrative and decided, oh, okay, well, we're gonna not follow through on what we said we're gonna do, but now we're going to condense it to one day. not from a fan's perspective. Of course, like you love All-Star Weekend. That's what you look for. 3-point competition, skills challenge, rookies versus sophomores, Team USA versus the team international team, the All-Star game.
Wait, hold on. You can't be disrespectful. The best part is the dunk contest, bro.
I was coming to that. I said 3-point contest. I was coming that way. Dunk contest, absolutely. Okay. So from a fan's perspective, you get it, but from a players' association standpoint, they were looking forward towards that rest. Mm-hmm. So I can understand that. So I'm, from a fan's perspective, I say yes, but from an overall perspective, considering that normally All-Star Weekend is where a lot of people are in one city, there is a still pandemic going on. It's kind of difficult to be like, yeah, like that's a good idea, because if something breaks out, we may not have a second half of the season. Mm-hmm. And what? Yeah. So it's not right or wrong, just a lot of things to kind of consider.
Stan, go ahead, Stan.
I'm kind of on the fence with it. I really don't have a problem with it per se. The only thing I really have a problem with is it's in Atlanta. And like, are the fans going to be there? Because Atlanta haven't been quarantined this whole pandemic. So that's the
and LeBron and that lady the other day.
Yeah. So that's my major concern. Because like you said, Calvin said, will people catch it? Like I said, Atlanta, they haven't shut down. Are the fans going to be in the building? I don't think they require them to wear masks, but as you can see, they take off the masks and argue with people. So that's like my biggest concern. But hey, I'm excited for it, especially Bill. He's tearing it up right now. We're not winning right now, but it's okay. But yeah, he definitely deserves to be in an All-Star game.
Yeah, we ain't gonna touch up on your Wizards, man.
Hey, they won a big game the other day. Give them a chance. They won a game.
We can score with anybody, but we just can't.
Yeah, I can't make it stop. Yeah, that's the issue.
The problem. Yeah.
Hey, P, you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. I got to be honest with you guys. The All-Star game to me, is legendary. Can't ever take that away. Hasn't been the same to me for years. I don't know why, but it's not like what it once was when growing up, when we were younger. But to add on to that, about the All-Star game, I do think if the players don't want to play, I think it's their option. Mm-hmm. Could they have it? Maybe. It's a tough call. We are in February, and it was a shortened season, unfortunately. The players want a week off. They could get a week off because, they're trying to make it through the season. And so far, luckily they've been doing it with God bless, and they've been playing tough. And but I am for the players on this one. Normally I'm not for the players on certain situations, but for this one, if they don't want to play, I think it's their choice. Yes, festivities will be missed, like 3-point shootouts, dunk contests, those are legendary. Skills challenge and everything. But yeah, I think for this one, I think they should sit this one out. I do. Yeah. Your choice.
All right. We have 2 more hot topics, and then we're gonna get into an NBA topic, and then what everybody is here for, that good old Super Bowl. The next one, we're gonna swing over to the NFL. That big trade that happened, Matt Stafford for Jared Goff. Mm-hmm. So basically, let's start with you, Stan. Who do you think won that trade?
Who won that trade? The Lions won that trade, man. I just feel like it was too much to give. My football team was in the play, and usually we would probably gain more in the past. So I'm glad we kind of stayed out of that situation. But I just think it's too much. He's old, injury prone. No, if he's not injury prone, if you don't get it hurt throughout this time, he probably can play to like 40. But that haven't been the case. He's been injury prone. So who knows? They make trade all them people, and he be out for the rest of the season next year. And then they got robbed. How many first rounders did they trade? 2?
3. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think it was too high, and I'm glad my football team stayed out of it.
And um I'm gonna let Pete go in, and then I'm gonna go in. Pete, what's your thoughts?
I think the Rams are desperate. Jared Goff, did get them to a Super Bowl, one way or the other. But I think the last two seasons, the way how Sean McVay wants to run his offense, he don't feel like that Jared Goff is that leader or that guy. The defense is set. Now they've done a lot of gambling as far as big trades, signing bonuses. They have about a 2-3 year window, I would say. Matt Stafford, he's never really had he's had bad luck in Detroit. You know, Calvin Johnson retired, not the best running game. He's put up some numbers, made a few playoffs, no playoff wins. But I do think Matthew Stafford's a leader. One thing he could bring there is a leadership. As far as McVay needs a leader. I think McVay's been doing too much leading, and sometimes that could affect the team. Not that the Rams been doing bad. McVay's a great coach, one of the best play callers. Just think he needs a leader, and they have the running game, but the key is health. They got a big running game, and I feel Matthew Stafford getting a vet wide receiver to help them. I think they need one more receiver to help them as a deep threat. And I think the Rams are going to be right back in it. They beat Seattle this year. They won a playoff game, even though they lost to Green Bay. They played a competitive game. Rams are going to be in it. I think if Matthew Stafford, health is a key, but if he's healthy, I see the Rams right back in the mix. Yeah. And for the Lions, they had to rebuild. You saw what happened to Matt Patricia. It just didn't work out. They got some picks, but we got to see how the Lions do in the draft. But big move for the Rams. Their window's about 2-3 years. So I like the Rams.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Stan and Pete. I do have to go with the Rams because they won't nobody ever say Matt Stafford is a ball. He's just always injured. The boy can throw the ball 70 yards downfield, and giving him Cooper Cup, what's his name?
Woods.
Yep, Robert Woods, Higbee, and then you got a running back by committee. And then you got a top 10 defense. Yeah, Matt Stafford is good. I'm just glad that he's out of Detroit. Calvin, you want to go?
I mean, y'all so eloquently stated all the great points, so I'm just gonna keep it short and say that the Rams won the straight.
All right. Now, so I'm gonna let Calvin lead off on this one because I know he got a lot to say about this boy. Another big time quarterback wants out of Houston, Mr. Deshaun Watson. Calvin, I'm gonna let you start us off. How do you feel about this whole thing?
So I was trying to think of a good analogy for the Deshaun Watson situation. And the best thing I can think of is when you have that girl in your life and all of a sudden she decides that she wants to leave. Or, the guy decides, you know what, it's not you, it's me. Right? It's the old adage. It's not you, it's me. So how does Deshaun Watson go from saying thank you for everything and crying to this point right here? Well, organization, for one thing, not being consistent in what they said that they would do in terms of keeping him in the loop. There's been some contention on, you should just play football, or you should just go ahead and just lead the team. Let the organization take care of the organization. But the organization has done terrible decision making. You trade Hopkins for little or nothing. Arizona said, and Kyle Murray says, thank you. We'll take him if you don't want him. You talk about the fact that J.J. Watt had to say pretty much towards the end of the season, I'm sorry we're wasting your best years here. That shouldn't be coming from your teammate. That should really be coming from the organization.
Right. the best defensive player at that too.
Mhm.
Right. Arguably. Then you think about the fact that Deshaun Watson led the league in passing. Boy had 33 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. If people talking about him like he had a scrub year.
Just because they won 4 or 5 games, right?
Right. So when you think about all of that, and you think about he's a person that just goes about his business, of course he's going to win out of Houston. And then even how it was broke, they said on ESPN that Deshaun Watson requested a trade. Actually, what happened was the organization said, we want to trade him because of something that was hearsay, she say weeks prior that he said he wanted to go. We've been hearing everybody but him talk about the issue.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to go to an organization that is going to value him not only as a player, but as a man, and go to an organization that's really going to allow him to really compete for championships. He's obviously not going to remain in the AFC South. My dream would be that he goes to the Colts, but I know that's not going to happen. So
here we go.
football sense so that he's either going to go to the NFC, or if he does remain in the AFC, it's going to be somewhere where Houston doesn't have to see him twice a year.
Well, long as you don't go to that football team, I'll be good. But you can chime in, Stan.
Man, well, first off, that Hopkins trade was bogus. I feel like they started losing him when that happened. You know, that was his go-to guy. Like, Hopkins is, to me, the best receiver in the game. I know Adams had a big year. I know he did, but Hopkins still the best to me. So, yeah, but that trade was bogus. But I definitely don't want, I love Watson. I would want him to come to the Redskins possibly. I mean, not the Redskins, the Washington football team possibly. But
who is that? Who?
Yeah, who is that? Who is that team? That's the past. But yeah, I would love for him to come to the football team, but not at that price. We gotta build it up. The NFL is not like basketball. You get Harden, you get KD and Kyrie, they're gonna go to the championship. We've seen teams, get all these, all these free agents and don't do nothing. So I don't want to trade my whole organization. Our defense is strong. We don't need to make that move. But I think Watson, he probably will look good with the Colts. I can see that. Colts, I think he'll look good with them.
But you think they're gonna trade him in the division?
They shouldn't, but the organization kind of not smart, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did something like that. But I wouldn't do that. Watson, he's top 3, top 5 quarterback in the league.
Hey, if we didn't have somebody coming back off a broke ankle, I would have took him too. And they both.
No,
we're
y'all
still
go
seeing about that.
him.
We're still seeing about that. We're gonna touch that another week though.
Go ahead, Pete. Since everybody want to cut me off, go ahead.
Deshaun Watson, he's a top 10 quarterback. I think everyone knows that. The league, everybody, his peers is respected. To me, I thought when they lost to the Chiefs last year, I thought their team got broken up. The way they lost, it was a collapse. That was an upset that was happening, and I think it carried over to this season. Bill O'Brien, they made a mistake making him the GM. I thought he was a decent coach. I'm not gonna say good or great. So he was a decent coach who was having them consistent. But when you give somebody GM power, sometimes it doesn't always work, both ways. That's one of the toughest things a coach has to do. Example, Patriots, but that's another story.
Chip Kelly.
Jim Kelly. Chip Kelly, yeah, with the Eagles. Good one, yeah. Yeah, Watson, I can't blame him asking for a trade because he felt betrayed. But I think he should give it one more year. Everybody has a bad season. Rodgers had a losing season. Breeze had a losing season. He had a few losing seasons. Things like that, unfortunately, does happen. But I think Watson owes it one more year. If it doesn't work out next year, then you can ask for a trade or demand a trade. I do think he should play this out, though. They got a new GM and everything. Yeah, he's coming from New England. We don't know too much about him because they always keep things secret. But yeah, I think he should give it another shot because let's think about it. The Jags, no quarterback. They're drafting Trevor Lawrence. Colts, Philip Rivers retired. Yes, Tennessee is good, but we also saw that they could be beaten with their defense. So I still think that division is open. One bad year, or not their best, they could come back next year. They got some draft picks they could use, and just hope if they just gotta reshape some things, and it's just about bringing a team together. But I'm all for Watson staying.
Mhm. All right. And there we have it for our hot topics. We're going to keep the show rolling. Um, the next topic, which is one of our last topic before our big Super Bowl topic. So since we have played about 20 to 25 games in NBA, the question on this one is, so far, who is your NBA MVP? Who wants to go first?
I'm stuck between like three people. You might can say I'm a little biased a little bit, but hey, of course you gotta consider Bill. Bill won't get it because of the record, but you gotta consider him. Um, Kevin Durant, it is crazy how he coming back off his injury and he looks like he never got hurt. And I don't know, I like Embiid. Embiid been having a crazy year with Doc Rivers. I think Doc Rivers is doing a good job with Philly. So them three you got to consider. And of course, LeBron. LeBron James is LeBron James. He's always going to be considered as an MVP. But if I had to choose right now, I'll go with KD.
True, true. Because even though it's a all-star team on that team, he still is leading that team.
Yeah, very efficient. He only need like 15 to 16 shots and still average about 30 points. So, it's just effortless with him. It just some people look at his game as boring and all this because you playing the game, he's playing the game, and then you look at the box score, he got 30. You like, how do you get 30?
And 8 rebounds.
Yeah. So he just a sniper, man. He's a sniper.
And also, he's from DC, so you got DC Maryland area, so you got to shout him out.
Yeah. But no, he's definitely like KD with off his injury, man. It's crazy. It reminds me of like football when AP came back and ran for 2,000 yards. It just
Off a torn ACL, right?
it's unheard of, man.
Pete, how you feeling?
NBA is going flow. It's going well so far. Let's see. MVPs. Gotta agree with KD. He has to be up there. Come off a torn Achilles. Not that many people come back from that. So he's starting it right, and with that whole saga they had like a month ago, they got it straightened out now. So KD's definitely up there. You always got to consider LeBron. He like what he does at this age. It's amazing. Um, yeah, the Lakers are great, and they're going to be in the mix. And the third one, shout out to your Lakers, Brandon.
Thank you.
The third one, I got a third play. I got a third way tie like with these two. Um, I got Joker and I have Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
Joker to me is the best center in the league. I've been big on him for like the last 3 years. Yeah, they lost a tough one yesterday. But I love how he carries Denver. Denver has solid players, even though I think they're missing something. But that team competes. Denver is always going to fight to the end. And yeah, I think Joker could work on his defense, and that nobody plays defense anymore. But I love how he plays on the court. He does it all. He rebounds, he scores, he pass, great passer. He'll run to one if he has to. And Kawhi, the reason why I say Kawhi, because the Clippers are bouncing back from that collapse last year, and he's playing this year. People ask him to play more. He's playing more. Personally, I still think he rests because his left knee will never be the same. A couple injuries, but he's playing more. He's asking what the fans want. So those are my, three people I would have. Yep.
You got a favorite or no?
Favorite right now, we'll put KD. We'll put KD for now.
Well, let me touch on one of his points with Kawhi and Clippers. Let's see if they bounce back because Pandemic P, he's playing good now, but when the playoffs come,
You know what the deal is, yeah.
we gotta wait on that. I don't know if they bounce back yet. We'll see in the playoffs.
Playoff George,
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
Calvin, because I'm gonna give y'all a stunning. Go ahead.
Um, so I've been looking at it, and I've been looking at a couple things. Embiid is playing out of his mind. Doc Rivers has that team like coached up really, really well. Um, being a resident Laker fan, of course, I can't deny what I'm seeing out of LeBron. Had an effortless triple double last night against Denver. Um, but my one that I'm thinking that's not getting enough credit and should be getting more recognition is CP3.
State Farm. Oh shoot.
Yeah, Mr. State Farm, because honestly, the way that he has that team working, um, as a young team, and Devin Booker realized that he doesn't have to score 40, 50, 60 a night. DeAndre Ayton is playing much better. Kaminsky's coming along. Their bench is looking stronger. They still have ways to go, but if I'm looking at it from the intangibles of leadership, consistency, making your team better, and playing with more fight, then I gotta say CP3.
And he never won an MVP, right? No.
Yeah.
And yes, he is respected around the league. Like he took Oklahoma to the bubble playoffs. He got Phoenix looking good to make the playoffs. Yeah, I gotta give Chris Paul some respect. Now, with me, yes, LeBron can win it every year. He could have won it the last 15 years. We get that. KD could have won it again. Um, Bradley Beal is my second choice, but as Shaq and Charles and Kenny and them say on TNT all the time, you could put up 40 points a game and be on the worst team. They're not going to be MVP because you're not on the best team. So my MVP right now is no other than Joel Embiid because as Shaq, because Shaq, as Shaq says, he's the founder of the big man, which he is. Um, he said, "You got to get you. The big man ain't died yet. Like Joel Embiid is averaging 30 and 10, like and leading the Sixers. Like I think they got the best record, right? So
They do, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So don't get me wrong, you got a Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers, but it took a Hall of Fame coach in Doc Rivers to get Joel to actually play to his potential. So that's why I'm going with Joel. Like, because for like the last 3 years they was trying to say, oh, is this Ben Simmons' team? Is this Tobias' team? It looks like it's Joel's team now because he's balling out. So that's why I gotta go with Joel.
Well,
Any other like feedback?
I'll say Joel and Joker, they're gonna be debated for years.
Mhm.
That's all I can say about that.
Yeah.
They're gonna always be debated.
Because Joker shaved off what, 25 pounds?
Yeah, he did. Yep.
Yeah, I like
Boy,
Joker. Definitely like
yeah.
Joker.
He running the floor now. Like last year in the bubble, he looked like he was eating a cheeseburger before the game. Like, come on,
Yeah.
time to play, man.
Still balling though, still balling. I'll say he's more consistent than Embiid, especially in the playoffs. Embiid, he might be sick and might, not want to play because he's sick. So yeah, we'll see how Embiid goes too. I want to see how the season goes. I'm kind of on the fence with him and Paul George. We have to see when the playoffs hit.
I know.
Can y'all please give my boy some respect? Even though I'm a Laker fan, show AD some love. Come on now.
Oh
Really?
yeah, man. No doubt, man. That's the best co-star in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
To
give you
show the playoffs, absolutely.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. All right, world. This is the moment we have all come to. This is our Super Bowl segment of the show. If you don't know who's playing, I'm gonna run you up. It is the Kansas City Chiefs, led by Mr. Patrick State Farm Mahomes, versus Tampa Bay and the GOAT. His name is Tom Brady, if y'all didn't know. Um, they will be playing down in Tampa.
I said correctly. Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. Well, you gotta say it correctly now. It's the GOAT you talking about. You gotta say it correctly. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That and I'm gonna let you know this is we're gonna let I'm gonna let Stan start because I already know Pete gonna go in on somebody that we just brought up. So this is how we're gonna do it. Let us know who's gonna win the Super Bowl MVP and the score.
All right, so I'm definitely high on both quarterbacks. So much respect for both. You know, you got the baby goat, which is Mahomes, and you got the goat, which is Brady. I bet against Brady against the Falcons. I don't know if everybody remember the Falcons game.
Oh,
Super
yeah.
Bowl 28-3. I thought I had that money in the bag, and then that $100 just got snatched right out of my hand. So I say that to say this: I can't go against Brady. My mind is telling me that Mahomes never going to win because they got so much firepower, but my heart is telling me to go with Brady, and I got to go with Brady. I feel like they got the defense to kind of stop them a little bit. They definitely got weapons. They got, AB. They got Evans. Was a Godwin. Those both tight ends is great.
Scotty Miller. Don't forget
Yeah.
little Scotty.
Yeah,
Scotty
no, I
Miller,
was about to say Miller. I got Miller scoring like a 60-yard touchdown. He just
The biggest play at Green Bay, Scotty Miller.
Scotty Miller. So I definitely have Scotty Miller scoring like a 50, 60-yard bomb because he's, you can't check him. There's too many weapons out there. So it's Scotty Miller. You going to run with Scotty Miller or you going to go with Evans and Godwin? It's a no-brainer. So yeah, I definitely got Tampa Bay winning. I feel like the game will be lower than people think. Maybe score 20, 24-21, Tampa Bay.
Last second field goal, or because that's what Brady known for.
Game winning drive. I feel like Brady, he's not going to blow the championship last year. How San Francisco did. San Francisco had in the bag and they blew it. So I don't know if it's going to be a last second touchdown. Maybe Brady had to hold them off from getting the ball back. Might be one of those situations where he's kneeling the ball at the end of the game.
Calvin, I'm gonna let you go next.
So on one hand, you got Andy Reid, the cheetah. You got Kelsey.
Big Red.
You got the Honey Badger. You got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You got Le'Veon Bell. You got McCole Hardman. You got Sammy Watkins.
Did you say him?
Oh yeah, Sammy playing this week. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's big. That's
you
big.
got Eric Bieniemy. And not for nothing, Spagnolio knows how to stop Brady in a Super Bowl. I.e., one giant loss.
2 giant loss, boy.
Well, for that Super Bowl, 1 giant loss. Then on the other hand, you got Rojo. Not Flojo, y'all, but Rojo. You got Fournette. You got the GOAT, Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. You got Godwin, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller, Gronk.
Great.
Defense, Devin White, JPP, Shaq Barrett, Winfield Jr. I can go on and on.
Don't forget Namek and Sue. Come on now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can go on and on.
Mhm.
But I want to leave something for somebody. So that's why I want to try to stop right there.
Oh yeah, we know.
On one end of the spectrum, I've been going back and forth in my head. I'm like, Mahomes is Mahomes. He's going to find a way to do something spectacular. Never say die. But then I had to think about it. Who do the Chiefs remind me of that Thomas Edward Patrick Brady has already defeated? And let me go even further than that. Who did he beat to win his first Super Bowl?
Wow. High
Greatest
powered
show.
offense.
The Rams.
Right. 14-point underdog at that.
And you giving him 3 points. This is issue.
Right. Me being a Colts fan, I've seen many disappointments at the hands of Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. So therefore, I can't go against the man when he finally was able to be the only person
Dang, do his taxes for him. Why don't
while hosting the Super Bowl. So I have to go Tampa.
Okay, so it's two for Tampa. What we looking like for a score, man?
So I'm thinking 31-30.
31-30. Wow.
Mr. P, the floor is yours, buddy.
Oh man. Wow. How about Tom Brady making 10 Super Bowls? That's unheard of.
Hold on, World. Before he go in, I do want to let you know that Pete is a big Patriots fan.
Yes. Still a Patriot fan.
He will talk your ear off about them Patriots, and you will be like, "You right." So now that y'all know that information, keep on going, Pete.
Yeah. Thanks, man. But yeah, losing Tom Brady hurt. But I didn't know he would make the Super Bowl while the season was going on. Tampa Bay, had some inconsistencies, no offseason, but every playoff game they just got better at something. I knew they would be. I had a feeling they could beat Green Bay and everything because they beat Green Bay early in the year and that helped carry the momentum. Yeah, this is gonna be a great Super Bowl. I think this is the biggest Super Bowl of both their lives, Brady included and Mahomes, of course. Not just because Brady's age or anything, but it's because Mahomes is the best quarterback currently. It's the best quarterback currently. We got to say that. I'm gonna pick back to the Chiefs real quick. The Chiefs, that's a high-powered offense. Probably the best offense in a while. New England has some good offenses. Saints has some. Green Bay, but I haven't seen anybody stop the Chiefs in the last 3 years. I'm gonna be honest. I do think this game comes down to Tampa Bay running. Leonard Fournette and homie out was Ronald Jones. There we go. They gotta have big games. I feel like if Tampa Bay can't run the ball, I think they could be in trouble. I say that because the Chiefs could put up points quick. And with Tom Brady's age, I don't think he could throw the ball 35 times or more anymore. One thing I noticed when he throws the ball more than 30, he's going to throw a pick or two. He may throw a pick. He threw 3 last week or 2 weeks ago. But it's about running the game for Tampa and for the Chiefs. I think their offense can't be stopped, but Chiefs got to get third downs. Third downs are always big. They can't get third downs. That could be a difference in the game. So I'm looking at third downs for the Chiefs on the offense, and for Tampa, I'm looking at their running game. And you're asking me about a score. How I go with this? I think it's going to be low scoring in the first half, high scoring in the second half. But if I had to make a score, I'm going to say 30-27 Tampa. I'm going to take Tampa here.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Before you go, make sure you keep peace in your household because you have a resident Patrick Mahomes fan in your house. So just make sure you keep peace in your household first and foremost. But go ahead.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be biased on Brady, my girls' team, which is the Chiefs, who Calvin is talking about. Yes, I want to sleep in the same. I want to sleep in the bed night. Sure. Yeah. So all that is in mind. So Calvin, um, my first analogy is like this. This Super Bowl is reminding me. You know how like when y'all play 2K, right? You got Jordan's Bulls versus LeBron's. I'll even say LeBron's Miami Heat, right? And the old head versus the man that's running everything right now. That's how I feel about Tampa. Tampa's got all the old heads. Fournette, Brady, Gronk, um, Ndamukong Suh. The list goes on and on. Mike Evans. Then you got Kansas City, who is like the Sandlot kids, who is ready to play against anybody, and they ain't gonna back down. Similar to like as we talked about Coach Chaney's boys, right? So yeah, Tom Brady is the man. Yes, he is. Uh, but Patrick Mahomes is like maybe the second coming. Like I didn't think he who stopped him the first time? Tom Brady. So my I'm leaning towards the defensive side on this one because I'm looking at like who's gonna have more interceptions. Tom Brady throws more interceptions, or does Mahomes throw more? Because Mahomes, when you get him scrambling, he does even though he does that no look, he sometimes throws the ball all crazy and throws the pick. So um, and Tampa has the better defense than Kansas City. Uh, but I'm gonna go with since all y'all want to go with them doggone Bucks. I'm gonna be different, man. Screw that. I'm going with them Chiefs because Patrick Mahomes is that dude. I'm riding with Team Light Skin, State Farm, all of that. I thought you would stand Team Light Skin, but you want to go with the GOAT. I feel you on that. But I think if Tom Brady loses this one, he's gonna come back even better next year. And he's gonna try to bring in some more of his other boys. I'm surprised none of y'all brought up Antonio Brown.
That's it. They be definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just they got so many
Now,
players, man. You don't know who's going to eat that day.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the based off of our prediction, I'm gonna go 35-31 Kansas City.
Okay.
And I'm gonna shock y'all. I think the MVP is probably gonna be Tyreek Hill, game-winning touchdown.
Mm.
He lit them up for 200 yards in the first quarter. So I mean, it wouldn't exactly be outside of the realm of possibility.
No, because most of the times, if Kansas City or Tampa wins, they're gonna give it Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady as MVP. That's why I'm going off on a limb and going to Tyreek Hill. Uh, who y'all think is gonna be MVP?
I'm going with Brady.
Go Gronk.
Oh,
You say Gronk?
the Gronk?
Oh man,
Because
I hope he can have a throwback game.
they're gonna need a huge game from Gronk. I'm going Gronk.
Wow.
I think I'm gonna go with Brady, but it's gonna come down to the defense. I think the defense may deserve the MVP. I can't say who, but I'll go with Brady though.
And also one more thing. KC's offensive line, all 5 of the starters, changing their roles for this week. So,
Oh yeah.
we'll see how that goes.
All right, everybody. We really hope you enjoyed this show today. Shout out to our 2 special guests, our Lincoln boys. This is like a reunion. Pete and Stan, we appreciate y'all showing y'all love and input. And from NYLifeStyle to y'all, we just want to hope that y'all stay safe in this COVID. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your first week of Black History Month, even though it should be every month, but we ain't gonna go there. And then lastly, enjoy that Super Bowl. And we're gonna holler at y'all next week.
Right, thanks for having us, Brandon and Cal. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. You guys be easy, all right? Stan, be easy, all right, bro?
Yeah, you too, man.
Sir.
All right, man. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right, one love.
All right.